Welcome to another episode of the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Kev, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, my brother. How are you?
I would be better if I hadn't just seen Meet the Blacks.
If we didn't have to review this movie.
Yeah, hey, we're just being honest. This is a show where we bring you nothing but the real on the real.
Transparency is what it's all about.
Yes, so let's get into this thing. Meet the Blacks, rated R, has a runtime of 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's a comedy. We have Carl Black, played by Mike Epps. He moves his family from Chicago to Beverly Hills after coming up on a windfall of cash and some other things, I should say.
We'll just leave it at things for right now.
Yes, and their arrival just happens to coincide with the city's annual Purge, and I'll explain what the Purge is in just a little bit.
All right, this movie was directed by Deon Taylor. It stars Mike Epps, Zule Hinau, Alex Henderson, Brisha Webb, Lil Duval, and a slew,
Cronut.
Oh, AKA Cronut, okay, and a slew of other cameos in this film as well. You want to check out the trailer?
Yeah, so let's take a look at the trailer.
Oh my God, Dad. Tonight's only the most dangerous night all year.
People can get away with whatever crime they want for 12 hours.
Mr. Black, you're not wanted here. I'm going to cut the power now. Maybe if you smile, it would help us find you in the dark.
We on lockdown. They can't do nothing to us.
You have to pay your debt tonight.
I never seen a pit bull with a perm. I ain't scared. Whoever let you walk out the house with that jacket is not your friend.
Think that you can move into my neighborhood? Waving your hands in the air like you just don't care?
Feels like we're in a horror movie.
Time to die, everyone. Movie over.
We gotta do what white people don't do.
Survive?
We're all going to die.
You gonna die if you keep talking.
I'm just talking about
Shut up.
scary
Who got a bill? We gotta make sure ain't no more black people around here because they will snitch.
Up on the rooftop, click, click, click. I'm about to shoot off Carl Black's.
Think you gonna run me out of this nice house? I'm from the hood.
Okay, y'all, so this film is basically a parody on a film called The Purge that came out, what, Kev, maybe about 4 years ago, something like that, 4 or 5 years ago.
They seem to release a new one every year.
Yeah, they're dropping them every year now, but the first one, which I did see, was very good, starring Ethan Hawke. Whole premise of it is the country decides every year, one night a year, there's something that's called the Purge, where you can commit any crime through the course of 12 hours. Right. That includes murder, steal, whatever you want to do with
whatever your darkest impulses are, you can indulge them.
Get it out your system,
for
right?
12 hours.
Purge it out of your system.
Right.
And this film is basically a parody on that. So it just so happens as the blacks move into Beverly Hills, right, in one of the richest zip codes in the country, gated community, supposed to be the best of the best, the safest of the safest, it's the night of the Purge.
Right.
And so it's game on from there. Now, Kev, I will tell you that I didn't wear a hoodie to this film, but I wish I would have, brother.
Why is that?
Because I wanted to cover my head and hide my face in embarrassment. I didn't want nobody to see me watching this film.
Okay, and embarrassment is seeing someone that you know at the theater and having to admit to them that that's what you're there to see.
Wait. Don't tell me somebody saw you in the film
somebody saw me. Somebody that I knew and respected saw me going into this film.
Was it your pastor?
No, it wasn't my pastor. Thank goodness. Thank you, Lord. It was not my pastor. Okay. But the bottom line is that having to admit that that's what you're there to see, that is embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. Listen, y'all. This is one of the most racist, stereotypical films that I have seen in some time, and that's coupled in. Now we've seen some stinkers here lately, right? We did 50 Shades of Black.
Yeah.
We've done some crazy stuff here recently. This tops all of that.
Right.
Even, and I hate to admit it, I saw the bronze too. I'm trying to say that a little low, but this tops all of that. Okay. we as people, Kev, ain't nobody got to do it to us. We do it to ourselves. We do it to ourselves, man.
But let's be fair, though. We are painted into a corner where we have to do it to ourselves if we're going to do anything at all.
Why?
So, well, because Hollywood has a system, okay? And they are sticking to that system, which says that you and I cannot make a film unless it is derivative, violent, oversexed, okay, drug addicted or drug addled,
dope
okay.
Smoking.
It has to be all those things because that is what they have come to expect from us, and their expectation is that's the only way that we know how to be funny.
Let's talk about some of these characters, starting with Carl Black, played by Mike Epps. He's a low-down, dirty crook, a thief, bad businessman, non-bill paying. What else?
Yeah,
dope smoking.
Absolutely zero accountability whatsoever.
Yes, unreliable, unaccountable brother.
Yeah.
One of the worst you ever come across.
He is America's most wanted.
Yes.
Okay? He is the example. He exemplifies everything that people think, or the worst of what they think of African American culture.
Yes.
Okay.
Charlie, and there's a ton of cameos in the film. Charlie Murphy, he's the dope dealer, just got out of prison. We mentioned Lil Duval, he just got out of prison.
Right.
He's a little thug and a little crook, a thief. All the white folks in the movie, they're racist. Okay.
Exactly.
The film kind of opens up. Carl Black's wife is getting her nails done by who else? A little Asian lady.
Yeah.
I mean, you got an African brother, Michael Blackson, comic Michael Blackson,
Right.
whole bunch of racist, stereotypical.
And ironically, Carl Black's wife, okay, Mrs. Black,
Yes.
is the only member of the family who's not black. Okay?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
She's Hispanic.
She's Hispanic.
Okay, and
Yes.
but she's going off on all the, for the most part, all the Hispanic, stereotypes, apply to her.
Right.
But she happens to be the only member of the family who's capable of trying to pull and bring them together as a unit. Okay, they don't have a nuclear family without her.
Dare we say, Kev, that she's the only one in the film that has any redeeming qualities?
I will say that. I will definitely say that. And that is amongst adults and children. She is the only character with redeeming qualities in the entire movie.
And
Okay?
then so sticking with her character, this even kind of opens up this whole other thing in talking about the black family itself.
Right.
All right. Now the fact that Carl Black is married to his Hispanic woman, nothing wrong with that at all. But the way it's portrayed in the film is almost in a way that says that she is the prize above any other woman, black woman.
He basically, they're trying to make the point that he upgraded at that position.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, when his first wife, who was black, when she passed away, he was able to upgrade to the Latino prize. Like I started to say the white prize, but she's definitely Latino.
Yes.
To the Latino prize, and that's supposed to make life just so much better for him.
Right.
She's the only character in this movie that has any redeeming qualities whatsoever, and she's the one who brings them tries to bring them together as a family unit, and even that has failed.
Yeah, and not only does Carl Black reinforce that, but Lil Cronut, Lil Duval, he reinforces that, as well as even the daughter's little boyfriend, he reinforces that also.
Right.
So that's why we're saying that. But it's a mess. And at the bottom line, this film is so raunchy. There's not really any nudity, I don't think.
There's no nudity.
But just the dialogue is so raunchy. It's so many N's, calling people the N-word and B's and all of this kind of stuff.
Right.
And that doesn't automatically translate to funny.
And to be fair,
it's just tacky.
To be fair, there is a lot of tackiness in there. There are small, minute elements of this film that can be amusing. Okay, I'm not going to say that I didn't chuckle once or twice. Okay, but
Yes.
There's nothing in this film that's going to make you just uproariously laugh or make you feel good about what you just laughed at.
Yeah. For the most part, sitting in the theater, I was very embarrassed, but I will admit, as Kev did, I did laugh. I mean, we're talking about some very talented people in the film.
Exactly.
There's no denying that. Mike Epps is a talented guy. He's very funny. You got Lavelle Crawford shows up in this film. I like him as a comic. I like
these are some of the cameos.
Yeah, some of these cameos.
About.
I like Michael Blackson. Yeah, you may or may not know him. He's the comic that's always talking about mother sucker, calling everybody mother
He's
suckers.
African.
He's an African guy. All right. Funny guys to me. So I mean, that's really the crime to me in this film is
Charlie Murphy is in this movie.
Yes, Charlie
Murphy shows up in this film.
Get this, and you've seen it in the trailer. I'm not giving anything away. Mike Tyson is in this film, and I laughed my butt off. The scene between Mike Epps and Mike Tyson was hilarious to me. So yeah, there are some funny pieces in the film, no denying that, but with all of the baggage on top of it,
right,
it gets missed.
Right.
It gets missed. So
it collapses in on itself is really what it all boils down to. The things that should be funny, that you want to be funny, aren't. Okay, you will find some humor every now and then. D. Ray Davis, when he shows up in the film, towards the end, he was kind of humorous. Okay, so there are things that you will kind of chuckle at, but at the end of the day, you're gonna feel very embarrassed for having even laughed at anything at all. Okay.
So you go to see this movie, yeah, maybe you want to wear a disguise, put on a wig or a little mustache or perm or something. I don't know. Kev, we throw some points on this thing.
Yeah, let's put some points on it.
I don't say it often, y'all, but I'm gonna get straight to it. This movie's certified trash. All right, it's terrible. Like I said, the crime in it is that to have that much talent in a film and for it not to be funny and successful is a true crime. You get the impression that there's a lot of improvisation going on in the scenes,
right.
And in some cases it actually works. I mean, because these are comics.
It was probably better than what was written on the page, to be completely honest.
I would absolutely agree with that. And you get the vibe. I watch a lot of comedy shows and stuff like that, and sometimes you see the outtakes and you can see the comics behind the scenes just kind of riffing off of each other, ranking on each other, cracking jokes. And you get a lot of that vibe, and maybe that's even where some of the funny comes into play. But even in that scenario, you can't just take that and make a movie out of it. And that's where this film fails miserably. It gets a 3 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. And I pray for the day when Hollywood will allow us to be something more than, drug addicts, oversexed, dope dealers, violent, criminal offenders. I pray for the day when that
dishonest
happens. Okay, but the bottom line is that right now that's what makes them money. Okay, that's the only way they can see us making money. When we know, you and I know, that there are talented black people, artists out there who have things to say, okay, that aren't being allowed to push those thoughts and ideas forward, and that's the problem. Hollywood, I think, is ultimately the problem. And not what you and I are capable, or our people are capable of doing. So, I don't even know exactly where to go.
We're gonna pray together, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pray on this because the bottom line is that and generally, we like to talk about the direction. We like to talk about the screenwriting, the editing, the score. We like to talk about all these things, but what's the point?
No, there's not one. It's not even worth going there. It's not even worth going there.
This film is a 3 at best. Okay, see it at your own risk. All right, and hopefully you won't walk out of the theater feeling too insulted.
That's right. Okay. Hey, that's our episode. Be sure to follow us on Instagram.
Or you can hit us up on Twitter at The Movie Brothers.
Yep. We have our website, themoviebrothers.com.
Right.
Other info out there. We do written reviews as well. Last review posted is I Saw the Light, starring Tom Hiddleston and also Elizabeth Olsen.
Right.
So you can check that out. But hey, reach out to us. When you do, we get back at you. We are the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. This is the place, the one and only place where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.